Symbols of hope. This is a small exercise with meditation and some creative exercise working with symbols of hope. We'll all be in different places, both physically and emotionally. Some people may be suffering with pain in their hearts or bodies, but we're all sitting here together in this space. So before we begin, I invite you to find a quiet place where you won't be interrupted for a short period and get out whatever materials you wish to use. So use whatever materials you've got. It could be pens, pencils, crayons, paints. I've got some watercolour pencils, a pen, and I've also got some watercolour brushes which I might use, and a jar of water in case I need it. So we're going to be making a small symbol of hope. This isn't about creating a perfect picture, it's not an art lesson, it's just about working with a symbol. So on my painting table I'm just going to place a candle. But you can do this meditation with your eyes open or closed, and just do as much as you're comfortable with, so remember you can stop any time. So just letting everything settle down, getting comfortable, sitting with your arms and legs uncrossed and your feet on the ground if possible, letting your hands rest on your lap. Could even do this lying down if you like. So we'll just begin by getting in touch with our breath, just noticing where our breath is as it comes and goes. Breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils, becoming aware of the air as it enters, as it travels down into the body. Maybe feeling the body expand with the in-breath and contract with the out-breath. So you might be aware of your belly expanding as you breathe in and then contracting as you breathe out. So either staying in a particular part of the body or following the journey of the breath as you breathe in and breathe out. Just for a minute or so, just sitting, breathing in, breathing out, using the breath as an anchor to let everything settle down, helping to ground us, just letting everything soothe and soften, letting your body sink down into a seat wherever you're sitting. Just letting your shoulders drop down and away. Letting the muscles in your face ease. Just letting any tension drain away. Just breathing in, breathing out in your own time. Just following your breath as it comes and goes. And using our imagination now. So as you breathe in, you might imagine your breath can travel all the way around your body, from the top of your head, down your back and your arms and your legs, to your hands and your feet, your fingers and your toes. And as you breathe in, letting a sense of calm surround you and fill you, just as far as is comfortable. So breathing in this sense of calm, breathing it out. Just letting everything be as it is. So whatever thoughts might come and go in your mind, just let them come and go. It's okay. Coming back to your breath. Now imagining you can breathe into the area where your heart is. So as you breathe in, breathing into your heart, and then letting the breath carry on around the rest of the body, into your heart and out of your heart. Imagine your heart is breathing too. Just sitting with this sense of your heart breathing. However it feels, however heavy it might feel at the moment, whatever's going on for you. Just sitting with your heart. And I invite you to imagine your heart is like a flower with many petals. One of these petals is hope. So I invite you now to allow hope to enter your heart just a little bit, for a little while, however it feels. Just inviting hope to come and visit for a while, breathing it in. And hope is also a bit like a seed from which many flowers can bloom. So what seeds of hope do you wish to grow? What word or image is hope for you? So sitting with this idea of hope, allowing it to be a possibility. Let the word hope just drop into you. Let it sink down. And let a symbol or word of hope arise. Or it might be enough just to sit with the possibility for a few moments, allowing it to exist. So now, as we come to the end of this meditation, I'm going to share a few poems with you, and you take from them what you wish. So the first one is called Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. And now a poem by Galway Kinnell called St. Francis and the Sow. The bud stands for all things, even for those things that don't flower, for everything flowers from within of self-blessing, though sometimes it is necessary to reteach a thing its loveliness, to put a hand on its brow of the flower, and retell it in words and in touch, it is lovely, until it flowers again from within of self-blessing, as St. Francis put his hand on the creased forehead of the sow, and told her in words and in touch blessings of earth on the sow, and the sow began remembering all down her thick length, from the earthen snout all the way through the fodder and slops to the spiritual curl of the tail, from the hard spinniness spiked out from the spine, down through the great broken heart, to the sheer blue milking dreaminess spurting and shuddering from the 14 teats into the 14 mouths sucking and blowing beneath them. The long, perfect loveliness of sow. And you might find other poems come to mind about hope. So now turning back to the table, I've spent a lot of time thinking about what symbols represent hope. So all you need is a blank page, and you have already got some symbol or word that you want to put down on paper. Then you can make a start. But for those who might not be sure what symbols to use, I have some examples here. So these are some common samples. I don't expect you to be able to read my writing, it's not particularly readable, but I'll show you a few of them to give you some ideas. So, and some symbols may mean different things to different people. So symbols here, um, I've got additional meanings as well as hope. Different cultures and different religions might also have particular symbols that represent hope. So I'm just going to show you a few examples. So this one here is a dove on an olive branch. It represents hope and peace. A candle, a star knowledge, represented hope and balance. A butterfly, a messenger of hope. The shamrock, an anchor. A swallow, representing hope and renewal. The swallow is a common spring symbol. A tree of life, representing hope as well as wisdom and healing. Rainbow, so a rainbow is one that you might have come across recently. A Celtic symbol of hope, three-pointed. Triquetira, another Celtic symbol, Awan. I've left an empty space to fill in. A snowdrop. And I've already written a verse on my page, so you might find a poem or a verse that you'd like to write down as well. So the idea is that you just might wish to write down or draw your own symbols. You could use one of these, you could look one up on the internet. I'm going to do another symbol on the next page. So I felt like starting with a rainbow, and I've just drawn a rough guide so I know how many colours I've got. So the colours are, from the outside, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. So just a rough outline of 8 lines, just so I can get it all fitted on the page. And then I'm going to use these water brush pens. These are by Senecolour, but there's loads of different brands. In the UK, the Works do some cheap versions. So let's start on the outside with a red. So I'll speed this bit up. So I'm going to use a paintbrush with some water just to soften the edges, and then I'll have to leave it to dry for a bit before I can go over it again with my watercolour brush. So from time to time, when I'm using my sketchbook, I'll come across this page as a reminder. But this is my rainbow. I've added a few swallows to the page. So the final step is to write some words in. So this could be a poem that you find online or in a book, or you could simply write, or you might like to write some words of your own. So you could start by writing, I hope. What do you hope for yourself? Just let your pen or pencil do the writing. Try not to censor yourself, just see what comes out. So I've put, I hope I may be well. What do you hope for people around you, maybe for people who are close to you, friends or family or other people you're fond of? I hope. what do you hope for, maybe the wider community or even the world as a whole? So that's it. I hope you've got something out of doing this and have a symbol of hope to share. A final poem called Lockdown by Brother Richard Hendrick. Yes, there is fear. Yes, there is isolation. Yes, there's panic buying. Yes, there's sickness. Yes, there's even death. But they say that in Wuhan, after so many years of noise, you can hear the birds again. They say that after just a few weeks of quiet, the sky is no longer thick with fumes, but blue and grey and clear. They say that in the streets of Hisisai, people are singing to each other across the empty squares, keeping their windows open, so that those who are alone may hear the sounds of family around them. They say that a hotel in the west of Ireland is offering free meals and delivery to the housebound. Today, a young woman I know is busy spreading flyers with her number throughout the neighbourhood, so that the elders may have someone to call on. Today, churches, synagogues, mosques and temples are preparing to welcome and shelter the homeless, the sick, the weary. All over the world, people are slowing down and reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbours in a new way. All over the world, people are waking up to a new reality, to how big we really are, to how little control we really have, to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that yes, there is fear, but that does not have to be hate. Yes, there is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there's panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. Yes, there's sickness, but there does not have to be disease of the soul. Yes, there's even death, but there can always be a rebirth of love. Wait for choices you make as to how to live now. Today, breathe. Listen. Behind the factory noises of your panic, the birds are singing again, the sky is clearing, spring is coming, and we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul, and though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing. So I found my final symbol, and it's a seed, seed of hope. So I was thinking about seeds and how they're usually planted in the ground in the dark, and they grow upwards towards the light, but how do they know the light's there? So there's an element maybe of hope and faith in this analogy, that the seed puts down roots and pushes up through the soil until it reaches light.